We're live? Only 1 minute late. And to think, I thought I was going to be early. But just restarted my machine. Got caught up on reading a few things, and naturally, time flies by. If you are just now watching this stream for the first time, be sure to check out the other streams, the other VODs of the other streams, and not just mine. Check out stuff that Zukin's been doing, and Pattis and Goblin, and you'll get some insight into art and other stuff. If you're a regular here, then you know the deal. Feel free to skip ahead. It'll take a minute or two for people to get in. I'm going to go ahead. I just restarted Unity. I go ahead and see about getting in and see what things look like. I've got latest, I believe, so should be good to go. I'm going to need a lot of caffeine today. Apologize for the lack of background music, but I figure as soon as we get in game, we'll have that music there. Today is Thursday, December 15th. Speaking of muting myself, let me get my commands up so I can try to not forget this time to tell people to join the Discord and all that other stuff. If you're watching on YouTube and you're not a part of our Discord, please check it out. Hey, Pattis. I hope you get to feeling better, dude. It's no fun being sick. Well, I've got to admit, sometimes I like being sick just because then I finally have a reason just to stay in bed. Hey, Big Al. Let me mention something. What's up, Natural? Good morning. I mean, a lot of it's hard to get sick during a convenient time, Pattis. I'm just gonna hop in on this character real quick. Later on in the not too horribly distant future, I may roll up a new tune and try to do what I tried to do. What was it, Tuesday, last Thursday, and just play some. I literally just did a little extended coffee sip so that I could potentially steal that as my thumbnail, the nice dwarf painting in the background. Aggro off. What just happened? The hitching there. My frame rate looking this direction. Not as good as my frame rate looking that direction. Goodness. Wonder what my frame rate is like in Night Harbor at the moment. That's the big question. Hey, Big Beetle. Robe and a belt. Yeah. Subnatural, I think it's been a little while since you've been here. There's all sorts of stuff going on here. Check this out. I'll put the book on my belt. What? Have you seen the belt pouches, backpack, cape, any of that stuff? I've got wacky shoulder pads on right now. The artists are probably cringing. I got a wacky helmet on. I can probably summon myself. Let me open the database. I can, let me find a nice shoulder item really quick. Data. If the artists aren't cringing, you're not trying hard enough. That's spoken like a true designer. Yeah, this robe is just a wacky color that I put in to, because I found a merchant and she sells nice robes. Well, that's interesting. She sells nice robes, and so I realized, in theory, she sells nice robes. She didn't have a single robe in her inventory, and so she's supposed to make these fine cloth robes. And I was like, oh shit, I should probably give her some robes to sell then. And I just did a very quick, like, just color combination for 3 robes. I bet this is gonna look tight with the shoulders. So let me throw some shoulders on. Yes. Boom. No, not those shoulders. I mean, they're fine and all. Where is it? Where is the? What am I looking for? Well, we can also give him a little cape. And then if I put the shoulders on, that starts to come together. What's the name of the item that goes across the... There's is it the neck piece? Are we showing the neck piece? Is that? Let me scroll over and look. No, it doesn't have... Let me just... I'm gonna put in armor. I'm just gonna scroll through the model HID listings here and see what pops up. Hey, Sikaj. Hey, Remez. I think these guys maybe? No, they're gonna wind up being the ones that I already have, I think. Yeah, I think that's just what I got. I'm trying to... I tell you what, I have a character that's wearing them. My necromancer is wearing the thing that I'm looking for. That's why I'm thinking about it. Maybe I don't even know. I'm an inquisitor, so I should be able to wear pretty much anything. I'm not ignoring you, chat. Really. I'm kind of ignoring you. Nope, those are those. I'm just really trying to figure this out. So, Dargot says, so for something like Inquisitor or Cleric that are supposed to have a mixed armor look, plate plus cloth, is it simply that they can wear both armor types? Or what will incentivize a tank to wear cloth, for example? Or will you have dedicated pieces to them that look a certain way? Don't feel abandoned, buddy. We'll probably... It'll be both of those answers, right? There'll be some, especially at... I was about to say... Especially at early levels, but I don't think that's an accurate way of saying. We will provide options that consider their stats. That will be a mix of cloth and plate. I'm trying to... So it's weird. I have the answer. I just can't articulate it very well. I apologize. Essentially, there will be some cloth items that they will likely want to have. There'll be some plate items that they likely want to have. especially depending on the level, depending on the item, especially how much of a one-off that item may be, right? Because there could be something that's kind of a very powerful magical cloth piece that may take the place of lesser, more common armor, you know, or plate armor for a class like an Inquisitor. And then there'll be specifically designed items for them, or sort of in the ballpark for somebody that may benefit, right? Like, so like a cleric or a paladin may benefit from this thing that's got a clothy, platey mix. That's very much the, sorry, dark inside just sidetracked me. Very much designed around a specific aesthetic. That may have been a coherent statement. I'm not even going to dare go back and watch the VOD to see if that made any sense at all. But essentially, the aesthetics are a tool that we can use however we want. We're not necessarily going to be feel compelled to like be very limited. So anyways, Dark Inside came in. I acknowledge you, Dark Inside, on your first statement. Welcome. No need to remind me that I didn't say hi yet, because I am saying hi this very moment. That I'm so triggered this morning. I'm so pissed. They are rebooting the entire DCU, including Henry Cavill, Superman. Well, I guess that happens. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to comfort you on that one. Let me... Good morning, Triggerdytron. Dargit said, I think I understood your answer on the armor. It'll be a mixed bag of how gear are itemized through the game that a piece may opportunist... Oh. Excuse me. That a piece may be opportunistically better, even if not specifically designed with them in mind. Then there will be some specifically designed with them in mind. Correct. Some natural said like an FBSS on a warrior. Yeah. Except in this case, you may actually be able to see the FB and the SS. Oh man. Yeah, we're talking about, but we're definitely hitting the point now where we've got to look at some optimizations in Night Harbor. Because my frames right now, they'll be better in the release client instead of the editor, but not a ton, I don't think. So we'll have to look at optimizing, because as we add more content into Night Harbor, we're quickly starting to see that it is getting big. So we may have to start looking at not just optimizations, but also breaking out the zones, because right now the entire scene is composed of like 5 or 7 or something sub-scenes. So we've got Night Harbor, which I don't know what that is on its own. Night Harbor Geo. We got the docks. So Geo, I'm assuming, is the base Geo. We've got the docks, the garrison, High Point Terrace, Necropolis, North Newbyard, way back there. Sageside, the Bends, West Newbyard, and then we're loading the sound in separately as well. So we may have to look at dividing this beast up soon. Pattis says maybe Cavill goes back to Witcher now since he left to play Superman. Well, he left because the showrunners give zero shits about the source material. Oh yeah, you covered that part. So, I mean, after about the 5th interview with him sort of hinting at the fact that it would be really, really cool if the people making The Witcher actually liked The Witcher. Because he likes The Witcher. And he really, really wanted to be in a Witcher series that involved The Witcher. Then I think... But they're not even worried about The Witcher now. They're worried about like the new thing that they've made out of The Witcher even, right? Blood Origin or whatever. Like not only can we not do the thing that's already written properly, we're gonna make up a whole new thing so we can do it our way. Nice observatory. Not that I have a ton of strong opinions on it. He seemed to be pretty good in that show, though, so I'd like to see him continue to do that, and then potentially have. I could imagine the show would only be better if he had people working with him that was just as passionate.
Just hoping that loving robot was on and look, he's on. Right on.
Hey, Isan. Thank you for 21 months, buddy. How are you? Nah, it's never an interruption. Interesting. Frame rate looking this way. That way. That way. Right here. What is right... Ooh, ouch. What is right here? Maybe the shader on the arches, Jim? So it's interesting how shit like that can happen. I told you, ooh. I think I told you guys at some point, or maybe it was just in one of the interviews or whatever. One of my jobs as an apprentice was to populate Charval during Lachlan. And there's this period where we basically... We couldn't get more than one frame per second in Charval for like a week and a half. And people started looking into it and like, you know, because we didn't really have good profilers or anything like that. So it was just like, this zone's pretty much unusable. And in order to do population and stuff, you really did have to be able to get into the zone, right? Like I had to manually walk around the zone in order to add any mobs to it, to get the lokes and stuff. They eventually traced it back to like some ridiculous, you know, 4K. There were two textures that were something like 4K on... One was a doorknob, and the other was the underside of a pillow. Yeah, Ali, was a doorknob and a pillow. Ali said, driving, catch you shortly. Oh, right on, dude. Be safe. So, frame rates looking this way. This way. There's some weird stuff going on there as well. This is my non-scientific way of doing this shit. Ultimately, Ollie can just get in here with the profile, or the guys that know what they're doing can get in and just kind of look. But I definitely want to figure it out. Definitely want to figure it out soon. Let me summon myself some food. SI water flask. Oops, SI water flask. 19. Cool. Now I should stop being so dehydrated. So let's do something silly really quick and see if it works. I think Zukin said that he figured out the reason why I couldn't turn into a skeleton the other day was because I was wearing a robe. And that broke things in lots of interesting ways. So let me see if I can do that now. Let's see if I can do that without going into the database. I cannot. I guess I could just search in here. I don't know. Do I ever use that? I should probably learn how to do that. Search. Ability. Skull illusion, okay. I've done it. Cast skull illusion. There we go. Now I look okay. Dark Inside says, I feel like an angry intern did that on purpose as a doorknob and pillows. Very hard to trace back, and no one would think about those two little objects would be the cause of disaster frames. I mean, it's feasible. It's feasible that it was sabotage. I like your conspiratorial thinking. Kosh says, is the bat still carrying you? Love that feature. Well, now that we've seen it, we'll keep it in mind. Hey, Beer Chug. Battier Peeler said AON confirmed. AON. I forget. What is AON? Amulet of Necropotence. Yes. Okay. Yep. It's funny, I was thinking spell name and didn't even start to think about item names. The cottage, yeah, it does look pretty cool, huh? So let me put a helmet on. Let me get us some light, to be honest. It's what time is it? It is 1 a.m. Yeah, so we got time. So times that 6 a.m. Get us some light going. What was missing when I tried the other day? I was wearing a robe when I did it, and that actually, for whatever reason, it caused a bug. Looks like, Zukin, if you're watching this, VOD, it looks like that something, let me turn off fly, I guess. Let me take my cape off and on. Straighten it out. Yeah, it looked like that piece of cloth got folded there. Am I still penetrating? Looks like you may have fixed the penetration on the back. Cool. Does it consider when I sit? Oh, it's not showing me sit because I'm a skeleton. Hold on a second. Start to look like myself again. Oh, okay. Now okay. So it's still penetrating. It wasn't penetrating on the, oh, actually it's better. Looks like it's better. A question that I had before is whether or not when we sit down the cape would, like, sort of collect on the ground. We'll go back to skeleton. Dargis said seems to depend on the velocity of the cloth. Faster movements still seem to penetrate, but lesser ones obey the geo. That may be what's going on. And it may just also be like, look how close in proximity the top of the back is relative to the bottom, especially when I'm in skelly form. Yeah, so one of the ideas with getting the attachments working on skeletons is not just for, you know, it wasn't meant just as a, hey, how do we make this look cool for players? The idea was that we could just make some really cool differentiation in the skeletons that skeleton NPCs that we have, by being able to give them some different equipment and stuff. Good morning, Eldon. Yeah, we got these. We've got the other shoulders. So, between that and held items, and over time we'll look at whether or not there are other slots that we could be able to realistically, like, support. Then gives us some nice variety. We do want to get the skeleton working with rogue. Skeleton has a fun run animation. You love it? Ah. Be sure to let Erkenstaff know. I think this is one he did. I actually, I don't know if this is the one that he did or the one that Goblin and Zukin were playing with beforehand or what. Let's see. Takash said my first goal in game will be getting a hold of this illusion ASAP. Well, this seems so dope that it's definitely gotta... It's not gonna be a easy thing to get, right? Do we think we'll do stuff like this for most humanoid mobs? Like, will shoulders and helms show on orcs and stuff? I don't want to... I would hate to commit to anything early on that front. Skeletons are so widely used that it seemed like an easy or a natural one to start with. Plus, I'm just a big fan of the old, like, Elmore, Easley, old school D&D paintings of skeletons that always had, like, the bits of gear and stuff on them. So, it just seemed very natural to start there. And if we find that it's easy to do and provides good effect and gives us value, then I wouldn't be shocked if we try to get it on more stuff. So let me camp this guy, see what happens. Hey, Nicodemus. These were all test characters that I had. Alvia said, "Good morning, boys. Still home with the shits." I'm sorry to hear that. Now that we've got played in, let me see. What do I want to... Do I want to roll another Necro? And have this be my actual legit Necro. Alright, so I'm going to delete this guy. Okay. And create a new character. Kappa votes? Nope, he did not say homeless as shit. Nicodemus said, "Sorry I'm late. Had a pupper emergency. He's fine. Just got muddy with the storm and tried to bring it inside. Had to clean him or the wife would have both of our hides." Understandable. Hair color. Well, that just made my hair go away. Alright. Alright. Yep, give him a mean mouth. Eye color. Good enough. Give him a scar because that makes him tough. Alright. Create him. That's not what I look like. Alright, we'll see if I look like what I think I look like. Mustache out of nowhere. Yeah, just random mustache ambush. Obviously, it's funny. I used to skip school so much when I was a little kid. If something good was going to be on TV, man, it was just... And it was weird because I could have sworn that when I was a kid, Armed Forces Network television would play like cartoons and stuff during the week till like 10 a.m. or some shit, right? So And it'd be like the end of whatever Star Blazers or something on like on a Wednesday, and it would be in the next episode of Star Blazers, blah blah blah, right? And it would be this hyped up thing, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, I gotta be sick for at least another day then, right? So next day, absolutely, I'm totally sick, Mom, totally sick, can't go to school, gotta watch those episodes. I did that same shit all the way into college. That's why I do not have a college degree. It was the same thing. What? I don't have a spell book. I don't have a spell book. I didn't start with a spell book. Why didn't I start with a spell book? I am, in fact... Oh, because I'm an archer? What the frick? Camp. I didn't pick Necromancer. I got so infatuated with my look that I completely didn't even pick the class I wanted. Son of a bitch. Okay, let's do this the right way. We've got to have some... Zukin, if you're watching this, we've got to have some form of wacky hairdo like this. Like, basically my hairline. We've got to maintain that look. Alright, create character. Alright, so human. Necromancer for sure this time. Hair color, face, mouth, a bit sad, yes. Eyes, there we go. Those eyes, got it. Eyebrow color, gotta make my... Is it not changing? Gotta make my eyebrow carpet and my hair drapes match. It's not changing. Do I got a scar at least? I want a scar. Alright, we're good. A skullet. A skull mullet. Actually, I'm gonna go without hair. That way I know the... no, I need hair. I need hair. Because then we can see if stuff breaks. And... I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm gonna look like when I get in there. Let's see if this works this time. Maybe I'm loading into the game. Nope, I'm disconnected from server. It says it right. What? It says down here. Let me clear these errors then. Maybe that's some other time. All right. Cool. All right. Book is in the wrong place. I thought I updated that. No? Hey. That's fine. Let's get at it. Spellbook 1. Justin Beard said he had bald on top, long in the back and sides. That's the skullet. That makes sense. Take this note to Master Marbion Hollows in the Concourse of Souls, beginning your training. Alright, I'm gonna do that. But first... Oh, I get it. I get it, Justin. Where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Just going out here, disrupting things in a newbie yard? This guy's got to skull it. Okay. They're going back in there. Okay. I was wondering what was going on. I'm gonna run to the guild real quick. Turn in my newbie note, and then I'll go out and start killing some stuff. Killing things. Let's check. Slash played. Character was created on Thursday, 15th December. I played for a total of 2 minutes. Albia said, man, it blows me away every time how much work has been done on Night Harbor in the last couple of months. It is just moving, right? Oh. I got target fixated, wasn't actually looking at where I needed to go. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna be excited to figure out what we can do to fix the frames. That'll be nice. Stanzar said, I'm tuning in too often again. I remember what's being built. Yeah, I mean, one way to do it is to just not show up for a month. I think once a month will give you a nice update. Let me move this item to another spot. And I need to find Marvion, it sounded like. And I'm trying to remember where we put him. Necromancer, reagents, spells. Homestead said, I used to drop in monthly or so and the progress was blowing me away. But now that I'm jobless again, I have a bit more time and checking in every few days. Progress still blowing you away? Well, thank you. Hey, Homestead. Sorry to hear that you're jobless. I was curious because I'd seen some stuff going on in that sort of part of the industry. And, oh, this will be Brazic down here. Yeah, so not him. And I was curious if that had impacted you at all. Zanzar said, I'm entering my boomer game dev years, so this is my home now. Oh, right, fair enough. Homestead was, last we spoke, was working on some game stuff, so. Neither of those is what I'm looking for. But I'm not gonna overshare. That's for Homestead. This is a brand new Necro Dargus. The reason why I've switched to a new one is just because I didn't have we didn't have played in at the time, so I wasn't able to track like how long I was on that character. And what I'm gonna try to do is, that's Buckmar. What I'm gonna try to do is like with this tune, when we start doing something else, or if I switch over to do some development stuff or whatever, I will log him out. Homestead said, yeah, times are tough in crypto right now. 40% of my company was laid off. He was product manager for Splinterlands, which was doing, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hype there back when we were first talking about it. But yeah, I saw that things were getting impacted a bit. All right, so I've found literally everybody in the entire world, literally, other than Marvion. Where did I put Marvion? If I could just look on the wiki. Can I ask a guard? There are no guards in here to ask, and I'm not... We don't get that specific, if that makes sense. Like the guard would... Well, actually we do. The guard would tell me a cardinal direction and that he's relatively close, if I had to guess. It'd be funny if someone had to take it out for some reason. The only people that do stuff like that would be, it'd be like, I think I'm just being a dumbass and running past them repeatedly. The only people that would do that would be me, Amy, or Nick, probably. He's probably right here. Son of a... I ran right by him earlier. I went up these stairs and down the other stairs and went right past his door. Hey, buddy. I need to give you this note. And trigger a server error. I think that's the I'm gonna capture it anyway, but I think that's the server error that we've been seeing. I don't think it's a big deal. As far as I know, it doesn't block any quests or anything. Please take my note to Sekhmet. You'll find him in the morgue. Okay. Toss it in the Slack, you'll look into it. Keith says, hey Keith. Alright. I'll even label it for Keith. Looks a lot more complex now that capsules now than capsules floating across the sand. It is. We've come a little ways. This is the entrance, so I think it's just that's the barracks area. I don't have a torch. We've got limited lighting here. That's the back door. Oh my gosh. Imagine the guards pointing in opposite directions. That may be a bit of functionality that we put in later, is some guards will have different personalities or motivations, so they may not give you the best directions. Oh geez, it's dark. Oh, this is terrifying. I was running through Wormsbane. There he is. I was running through Wormsbane the other day. Looking for something. I forget what I was looking for. Excuse me. And my torch ran out. I'm in GM mode, so, you know, naturally I can get out of there without any problems. But my torch went out, and it was like in a section where there's no torches. And I could just imagine what's going to happen when you're down there playing legitimately and you run out of like torches, or your lantern runs out of fuel or whatever. I think it will actually help provide some of that old like, oh shit kind of panic that we've been looking for. Receive a small clay jar from Segments. He says, take this and fill it with incarnal residue. What the F is that? Right, so what is incarnal residue? Oh, I have to have them targeted. It's a name that Buckmar is given to the substance he's researching. Alright, so yeah, this is one where I need to use specific spells to get items to drop. Cool. Alright, so... and the small clay jar is that container. Yeah, the whole getting lost in EQ thing, you guys are talking about it. Yeah. I'm very much in the camp of needing maps anytime I play. Oh my gosh, it's so dark. Cool. So what I could do is I could run all the way to the finished newbie yard. You know what? I am going to do that. I'm going to do that because there's merchants and stuff over there. Does the quest advance training skills? Does this quest advance training skills? It doesn't. It just requires you to use life drain on skeletons in order to get the conditional drop to fire off. Obvious asks, kind of random, how are you guys laying stealth systems out? We're gonna do a few, so things like stealth and then other utility abilities. We're probably gonna do a couple of passes. We're just gonna do a pretty simple pass initially to get it in and allow us to play with content and have the ability available to folks, etc. And then we're gonna do like a more in-depth sort of discussion and design on how to advance some of those systems potentially. Potentially expand the variety, expand sort of the rollout of the utility, etc. Yeah. There's one person that's come into chat consistently now. I think it's the same person at least twice that's come in and been like, oh my god, frame rate. So at this very moment, I would expect him to show up. Yeah, frames on my end. If you're watching this and you're new to the project, we've hit a point, like we kind of take optimization in passes. So we'll add stuff, and then we'll see our frames hit, and then we'll sit in there. And Ollie and company will go through the profiler. They'll look for specific issues, optimize again, and then things get better, and then we keep adding more stuff, and then it gets worse. And so that's what you're seeing right now. If you're new, don't panic. The real builder game runs way faster. That's true as well. I'm playing in the editor. I think I mentioned that every once in a while. I was playing in the editor because it allows me to quickly pop in, and also, ooh, I'm just running out here, just probably about to get eaten by some shit. Let me back off. I'm playing in editor, which also shaves off, on my machine at least, 15 frames at least. And then I'm streaming and other stuff with my machine that's asking a lot for it. Excuse me. Obvious said, EQ stealth system always felt pretty convoluted. Dream level stealth probably would steal light bars and sound stuff from the thief. From Thief, the Dark Project. I don't know if we're ever going to get maybe that crazy, but we'll definitely be looking at different ideas. Oh man, I feel like I gotta sneeze real bad. It's burning. Oh my god, it feels like I got pool water up my nose just then. I hope it's not like chemicals or something that... Why is it doing this? If I keel over, then it was chemicals. Call for help. Oh, I don't know why my nose just started burning like that. Alright. I'm screwing around here. This is serious business. Played 17 minutes, it says. Really? It's only been 17 minutes on this character? Seems like I've been rambling for hours. Dog Dwarf 8. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Chess Solo. Chemical sneeze burn sounds awful. Yeah, it's I'm not excited about it this very moment. Okay, so let me target myself. Fizzle, cast minor spell shield. Probably inflammation. It just came out of nowhere. Let's target a snake. Let's drain his life. Let's stab him ineffectively for a few stabs. Get some skill up. Let's probably flee to the guard soon. We'll see. Alright, good. I feel a little OP, to be honest. Citizen DJ, did the snake kick me? It did. It kicked me for 1 point of damage. I made a placeholder snake kick animation. And it like spun around in a circle. But I don't know if that's still in there. Does it drop copper though? It didn't, did it? I don't think so. I don't think it's stuffed full of any coins. Alright, I think I'm just gonna go back to stabbing some stuff really quick. Looks great. Are you using Unity? Thank you, and yes, we are. There is essentially a point, Nicodemus, where we cut off rendering. We've got a sphere of influence. I don't know how far out it's set. But it's far out enough that things don't look sort of like missing out there. So nothing's really changed population-wise. That's not what's impacting the frame rate, as far as I can tell. It's some other stuff that's been put into the zone. And we'll have to get on the profiler and take a look, I think. Hey, Sethric. But at this point, it really is something that we'll have to look at. Because I am feeling it. Well, we get monk snakes that can do flying kicks. Squishy mustard. Oh, probably not. Kimmery said, if you find the issue, add a toggle to the options menu called Nostalgia FPS Lock. We'll put it right next to the zone time slider. Even if you can zone instantly, you can go ahead and set it to give you enough time to be able to run and grab a drink and come back before you arrive on the other side. Not many skeletons at the moment, which in my experience now tells me that the zone hasn't repopped in a while. And that the Shira that are roaming around here have murdered most of them. So we'll get new ones during the next day-night cycle switch. For those of you that are new here and you're wondering why it's so dark, it's because I have not bought a torch yet. This is a brand new character. Has no cash and thus no torch. Fortunately, the moons are pretty bright, so this isn't as dark as I guess it could be. Things like spell effects will provide light as well. Oh shit. Oh no. I wasn't paying attention. But I'm glad that the jackal has a sound now. Otherwise I would have just killed Overdead and not known what happened. Oof. If I had not heard that bark, I would have been toast. Are stats going to be similar to D&D or higher like in EQ? We've brought them down a fair bit. So if you look at my base stats, I've got these are placeholder, but you can see the range. Essentially, my int is 19. In like EQ, I think it'd probably be closer to between 80 and 100. So currently we're in like the 20-ish range. So a bit closer to D&D. I mean, I say a bit closer just because everything here is kind of at 17 or whatever. But yeah, the goal is to sort of to bring them down and have a little bit more of a tabletop feel on the onset, and then provide a little bit more headroom before you're in triple digit. So we've been watching the formulas and stuff and seeing if that's creating any issues. Will there be physical spellbook items that a character can equip? I always loved when Mage Class and EQ is holding a book. Yeah, we've got it. So I'm currently loading whenever I open my spellbook, it's because it's on my belt. If you look, when I pick it up off of my belt, the spellbook one tab disappears. The other ones are for skills and innate. And then if I put it in my hand, it reappears, so it's usable. And then you see the one listed here because you can have multiple physical books, and then you can mem out of multiple books instead of just one. Einfußer. 1 footer. Are you just a fan of Einfußer? Sorry. Are you just a fan of German names, or are you based out of Germany? I am currently streaming from Germany. Ow. Einer is your first name and you like foosball? Okay. Fair enough. I think that's the first time I've ever heard the first name Einer. What are you doing over here, Gardamir? Your business has been concluded. And also, why does everybody have wacky hair now? What in the world? Does foosball have like a professional circuit? You mean like kicker? The table foosball? I don't know if they've got a pro circuit, but there's definitely VM on. There's definitely like circuits and leagues and stuff. Some of the guys I worked with when I was in Hamburg played in like the local league. All right, so now we've got some skeletons. I repopped the zone just because I was curious what was going on with this guard not going back. I've got some skeletons, so I can actually work on my quest that I'm on. Bone chips, I'll need those. Tattered cloth cape. I'm not sure what happened there. Do I have one? Oh yeah, I do. It's tattered. I've got a tiny torn up cape. When it's daylight again, you'll be able to see it. Man, I'm really curious what's changed in the last week. Because the frame rates, it's just very noticeable, and I feel like it just sort of happened. Any epic stats on the cape? No, I think it's just like maybe a +1 AC or something. +2 AC. That's pretty dope. An old Scandinavian name. Another spelling of it is EINAR, and there's a small tour of foosball in the States. Doesn't pay much, and events are more like vacations. Hey, thank you, patrolman, for stealing my kill. That is absolutely what I wanted you to do. Come on, writhing skeleton. Oh, he's got a staff. Nice. Well, his eyeballs are convenient. Oh no. Oh no. Not an Ashira warrior. I'm good without you in my life, buddy. Yeah, I'm racking in the loot at the moment. Or raking into loot? Racking? No. I'm raking into loot at the moment. And the sun's coming up. Oh, I see some eyeballs way over there. I also see an Ashira between me and him. Oh, any depop. It's daytime. But there will be new daytime skeletons in a little bit, I think. Window. Analysis. Profiler. I'm gonna just run this over here as well, see what I can see. I'm no expert, but the longer I play, the more curious I am. Oops. Looking at some of these spikes, but like I said, this isn't my domain, so I honestly don't know what I'm looking at. We'll have to the tech guys on it. You see my little tattered cloak. We have a mid-length one that may be best suited. Seeing this one on me, not sure. Not sure about it. I guess I'll kill a rat while I'm waiting on a skeleton to appear. Get your meats. Why did I get 2 rat meat? Let me look in a database and see if he's got one of those fancy additional tables that got generated a while back. So I'm gonna go into... Oh shit, I should probably pay attention. Oh man, that... Oh my god. Oof. Ouch. And I'm now missing a window. Interesting. Wonder what'll happen if I reset UI. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. All right. So I've got this window. This isn't locked, so let me move this back over here. Move this back over here. Trying to figure out why my other UI or my other window disappeared. That's me. That's my target. Move this here. Open a new window, which is now here. Which, okay. Unlock. Move that over here. Combat. Mine. Me. Pet. Other. Myth. Mine. Me. Pet. Other. I think that'll be fine for now. Yeah, the sheer warrior just sort of steamrolled me. Good morning, John. And there he is. Drag corpse. Drag corpse. Drag corpse. I'm just gonna drag him out of the way. Hey, Big Al. Wait, Big Al, you're already in here. Why am I saying hey to you? I guess I can, use... Well, let me remem my spells. Oh, that's a nice bug. Let me log out and back in and see what happens. I'll just do it the fast way. Well, actually, I'll camp and then I'll do it the fast way. Ragdoll physics would make corpse dragging interesting, but would not be like the old days. I think maybe it'll look a little more dynamic, but I don't know that it would improve the overall feel. Whenever I see Ragdoll, I just tend to think, oh, they added Ragdoll. If this fixes the bug, if not, then I will probably make a new character, try to replicate the bug or reproduce the bug. Excuse me. And then I will... Oh wow, with the rain now as well hitting the frames. Oof. Okay. Book. Yep, it's still bugged. Cool. So let me log out really quick and see if I can reproduce this bug, because this is a big one. This is a biggie. What is bugged? The spells that I have scribed in my spell book, when I got the spell book back, it shows that it's recognizing the spell book. It's showing I've got the tab for it, but I'm no longer seeing my spells. Delete. Okay. I'm gonna make a new necromancer so that's consistent. Create new. I feel like the create button needs to be down on the bottom with the other buttons. Damn, John, that was a good one. What is bugged? Am I bugged? You need a scar for reproducibility. I'm not gonna be that thorough in my bug regression. Let's see what happens. Those of you that are new here and you're like, how is this how does this belong in the software and game development channel if all we're doing is playing the game? It's for moments like this and for moments when we answer all of your wonderful questions. No rinse spellbook. Motovini. Love the loading screen art. This is the Goblin original. Okay, so here I am. There I was, minding my own business. Book. Item. Scribe. Oops. Scribe. Probably default to the spell book. Otherwise people are going to be sitting there going, why can't I scribe my spells into this other tab? Alright, so I've got it. Just for giggles, though I know that's not the problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load, or I'm going to mim the spells. Hawfung said, question about the UI, is it XML like EQ is? I don't think so. We're currently just using the UI system that's part of Unity. Keith, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Okay, cool. That's me. I have spells scribed. I've got a spell book. Hey, all classics gaming. Come here and kill me, warrior. Whack. 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 11 points. That hurt. Okay, so here's me again. Corpse. Oops. You have a question for me? You can just ask. Book. What's the reasoning behind giving melee weapons with proc for casters in EverQuest? I couldn't tell you. Because that was already going on before I even got on the team. It just gave another means of making something happen. I don't know that it was intended to modify gameplay behavior or whatever. Like, you know, the goal wasn't to all of a sudden make them into melee combatants. Thank you, Einer Fusser. Alright, so let's look in our spellbook again. Yep. And our spells are gone. What about if I put it in this hand? They're gone. Alright. So let me write that up really quick, because I don't think that was on my old list of things that I noticed with the with the spell book. So I'll make a quick note for for Ollie. I'll just ask people in general. Hey all, is the following issue with spell book? No. I've died with 2 spells scribed. Got my spell book, not stealth book, spell book back. The one tab appears as it should, but I no longer have spells scribed in my book. I don't remember this from my list of known spellbook issues, but it's a big one. A bit of a showstopper or caster. I say that, now let me look and see if I actually sent Ollie. Let me see if I've actually seen this before. And I'll try to find my list of spellbook issues that I sent to Ollie. So. All right, so I'll find the actually I'm gonna paste this in our bug channel as well. Yeah, it wasn't listed here. So let me add this really quick. You guys are seeing the exciting part of game development. Bug discussion. Oh. Found my previous list. This wasn't on there. Poor Ollie. Ollie, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. You're exciting? You're excited? Anything is better than existing? Well, I know you're not feeling well, but that seems a bit extreme. Okay. So, let me make one more character. I'm just going to make a random another class. Anything is better than existing on day 3 of no food. Consider it like a cleanse, buddy. I can joke because it's not happening to me. If it was happening to me, I'd be miserable, so I'm sorry. Keith is currently training to become Ollie Jr. Keith? How is that coming? Like, oops. Yeah, sure. Why not? Shadow Knight. You should have a spellbook as well. Interworld. It's challenging. Yes. I can imagine. Oh. Oh, man. Let's see what happens. I just gotta learn. Just gotta learn a 2-year-old MMO code base. Easy mode. Yeah. Well, in all fairness, not all of the code is 2 years old, Keith. All right, so I've got my book. Oh, why am I trying to click my book to open it? I need to. Though that should work. I should be able to just right-click my book and open it as well. Let me put that on a list later. All right. So, what do I got here? I've got draw strength. That's a spell. We've got provoke. That's not a spell. Watch, it doesn't go in here. But it is a innate or ability. And slam. Okay. So I've got them in. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters if I've got them memmed or not. I think this is really just a spellbook scribe issue. I'm not even going to run all the way out there. I'm just going to punch this guy. That was quicker. Will there eventually be a keybind shortcut to open a book? Yeah, I mean, I'm hitting B right now to open the book. Oh, hey, it's me again. All right. So B, if I put the book in the wrong slot, I don't have the 1 here, so that's clear. Oh, interesting. This is nice. It's, it does not impact abilities. So it's like it's unscribing them. Whereas I think this is just reading it from... Well, I'm glad I did this experiment, and I'm glad I accidentally made a Shadow Knight. See, I'm hitting the B key. Oh, you guys did not tell me that my stupid green screen is looking stupid again. We talked about this on the last stream, buddies. Alright, that looks slightly less janky. After a couple years of streaming, maybe I will figure this shit out. Produce a quality stream. Okay. You were not here for that lesson? John said, I was not here for that lesson, teacher. May I be excused from scolding? No, Private. You're still wrong, Private. This is what happens when you are not present for the lesson and you did not speak with any of the rest of your class to catch up on it. This is still clearly your mistake. Now do push-ups. Alright, so let me add this to our issue here. I'm gonna add it. Plot twist. Guys, did I actually? I thought I logged out and back in, didn't I? Let me zone. Zone. First, let me GM myself. GM on. Zone shaded dunes. Let's see if that fixed it. Ollie just responded in the bug channel. Nope. Okay, so we have, and let me reload data as well. Reload zone. I love that I'm in my underwear just with my book on my hip. And there he stood, skin glistening in the sun, wearing only his mankini and his book of knowledge. He was both handsome but studious. Eminem pushing the edge of that R rating. Listen, if we can't build enough of a niche market with just old school nerds that want to play some old school games, then we may have to get into the strange. Maybe it's even bigger niche. I don't know. It's like nostalgic old school MMO erotica. Maybe we'll keep that as our plan C if the other audience doesn't show up. Adult rating MMO. Nicodemus, in all seriousness, I worked with a woman. I'll just say at a previous company. And she left the company because her and her wife she was a programmer, and they had built a sort of Greek-inspired period old school erotica MMO, and I could have sworn that was paying her bills for a while. Yeah, it was like a kind of a bathhousey sort of, imagery and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, Second Life's still around. So, tried logging, zoning, and / reload zone. None changed. None fixed it. Also, plot twist. Replicated it on a Shadow Knight, and the spells are gone, but the abilities / innate are still there. And then I'm gonna use the emoji with the big eyes because that'll make it like, what? Surprises me of what will sell. My daughter says VR chat is very adult. Yeah, I could fully imagine that. Hopefully that was not something she accidentally stumbled into. Putting the O back in MMO. Jeez. Oh, as a former customer service rep, I can definitely tell you that when we would start snooping conversations to see who is doing what evil deed, we'd on occasion run into that. M&M VR mode option? Not on our radar at all. Nicodemus. Zoo can start modeling leather. Oh, leather. Well, we've got the mustache for it already. Let me check one more time. Nope, my spells are gone. Cool. So I'm gonna log this. I'm gonna log this guy out in a second. Speaking of exciting, I'm gonna hop up real quick. I bought like a Monster energy drink, and I'm gonna go get it and try to give you guys a little more energy for your buck. Be right back. Hey, Stoic. Let me use the. I do have like an AFK thing here. Where's my AFK? By the time I find it, I could have already been gone and back. Oh well, it's not in this scene. Alright, I'll be right back. Monster, the official drink of Monsters and Memories. I wanna try to keep those names as far away from each other as possible, as to not incur the wrath of their legal department. That was actually one of the few things we were sweating when we got the trademark going. Delicious. Okay, so let me see if there's a response in the bug channel. No response? Okay. Alright, so let me just log this guy out. Ishiwatari, you said something when you came in. Let me scroll back up. Hallo, hallo, alle zusammen. Hallo, Ishiwatari. Cool. So let me hop out of here. In Atlanta, the Coke Museum used to give samples of Coke products from all over the world. A lot of stuff I'd never heard of before. Oh, that's really cool, Nicodemus. I like some of the various flavors and stuff that are local. All right, so while we're basically trying to figure out what's going on with that bug, what I may do is just run into our scene here. There's a couple things I want to look at. So we'll do some old boring design work. Let's go to Night Harbor. And since we're out here doing this, then what I will do is let me get us a little bit of music in the background. YouTube Monsters and Memories. Public service announcement. While I'm bringing this stuff up, those of you that are potentially new here, if you're not a part of our Discord, you should check it out. Sign up. We chat with folks when we're not streaming in the Discord. Join our mailing list if you have not already. I think we're at 2,300 people. And so that's one of those things that's nice to see. The mailing list number going up is nice. The subscriber count on our YouTube, which can be found here, going up is nice. If you guys are not subscribers on YouTube, do us a favor and do that. Thank you everybody for all of your comments and stuff. It, I think, feeds the algorithm. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all the public service announcements for this moment. So let's go to playlist, which you can find on our YouTube, Eminem music videos. I think you guys can hear that well enough. Huh? Let me know if it's overbearing. Nicodemus. thank you for the gift subs. Keith, look at you. You got a gift sub. Beer Chug, congratulations. Nicodemus, thank you for your generosity. Alright, so we've got music in the background. Is that too loud? I don't think it's too loud, is it? I mean, it's pretty loud, right? Let me go ahead and load in our subscenes. What is this? I don't know why that is that. You guys seen that YouTube video where he told everyone to watch the video at about half speed so retention rate was doubled the length, the video length, and had the video sped up 2x? Pretty good. No, I haven't watched that particular trick or tip. Smidge lower? Okay. Let me actually do that in YouTube. How about now? The other thing is this song goes hard, so. Ollie said he restored your spell. Try again with reload zone. Ah, okay. Okay, cool. This song gets me so amped. Alright, so we're going to get ready to go back in. It looks like Ollie fixed something. Let me see. I guess I don't need to grab latest. I'm going to check. Nope, nothing added. Alright. So I'm going to hop in. I'm going to hit pause on our background music. Hop back in. The fixed character also bugged. Alright. Let's see. Let's see. Those of you that are observant, sometime in the future, if you're being observant, you may spot a new feature that lets you learn a little bit more about our game world. A little bit of lore. But I'm not going to tell you when. You're going to have to spot it on your own. I've already told you too much, but I'm excited about it. One day when Eminem goes gold, the meat in the character select screen will be done. Till then, it just keeps cooking. We're slow roasting it. Oh shit, I'm still a skeleton. Why did I log this guy in? Son of a gun. Alright, crap. But I am pretty cool looking. Those of you that weren't here earlier in the stream, just take a quick look at this. That's me. You like what you see? Cool. I've twisted my cape around. Son of a gun. Alright, but now I've got crazy collar cape. Alright, we're getting out of here. The flesh was just slowing me down. Oh my goodness, Impeach Claire. I may have to use that line at some point. The Lich just bursts out of this human form and he's like, the flesh was only slowing me down. Alright, so let me camp. Okay. Also bugged. Interworld. Will Sid be a pile of bones? Probably something like that, Stoic. We don't have the full player animations plopped in for the skeleton yet because it was just NPC mode for the longest time. I'm looking at people that followed me while I wasn't on yesterday, and one of them is Bob Couch. Bob Couch, if you're out there, welcome. Sheer26, also 13 hours ago. Zilk Corel, also 2 days ago. But yesterday, Twerk Goddess. Twerk Goddess, if you're out there somewhere, just twerking away. Made me think of the song Rump Shaker. Was that Rex and Effects? Rump Shaker? Anyway, Twerk Goddess, welcome to the community. Be sure to hop into Discord at some point. If you're running when you sit, bones just ragdoll to the ground. They'll scatter all over the place, Albius. I don't know. That may not be as good an idea as you think it is. Okay, so my ability is here. Ollie has restored my ability. Now what did he say? Okay, I found the issue. I've restored your spell. Reload zone, please confirm. Next time, don't die. You will lose your spell, and that's my punishment to you. I know what the bug is. Okay, so just don't die. Listen. We know what the issue is. It's that you're not good enough at the game. Eminem is so hardcore that when you die, we just delete your character. Who said permadeath is a bad thing? Raph Coster, what do you know? Let's see. So he said don't die. Let me reload zone and see what happens. Reload zone. You'd pay extra for permadeath? All seriousness, we've thought about Nick especially is a big fan of different game modes. And we've thought about ways of incorporating different game modes into the game in interesting ways. Similar to how you could go PvP with the Priest of Discord. We were thinking about like there being certain religious options that allow you to that put you into different game modes as well. So maybe you could join the cult of a certain god, and then there's a benefit, but it also keeps you in hardcore mode. Shit like that. Solo self-found, hardcore. So I reloaded zone. My ability is, my spell is still there. Okay. Cool. I can camp this guy out. But it sounds like the bug is still there, so rather than risk it and potentially dying, I think I will, for this last hour, go in and do some Night Harbor stuff that I was wanting to do. I've got some items and things that I want to make as well. All right, you guys get off the adult thing. It's gone on long enough. I don't want you to turn into a bunch of degenerates. What have I done? I've kicked off. Take it to the bathhouse, please. Keith. Dang it. Just because we have a bathhouse doesn't mean you need to bring it up. I'm going to be very curious to see how many people just wind up hanging out in the bathhouse. Right there. There's one. I think we have two in the game at this point. All right, so get back to our music here. Load data. Do we already have a sailor record? Do sailors and dock hands really quick. Oops, I loaded the wrong data set. Load Night Harbor. Oh, this reminds me. I meant to check ground spawns. Let me add a note so I can stop forgetting that. Mining. Ground spawn. NPCs. Sailor. All right, we've got some sailors here to start with. Cool. Let's check and see. It's probably going to be good to make a new spawn group no matter what, but let's take a look. Yeah, I'm just going to make a new spawn group. Just in case. So, Night Harbor. Garrison. Sailor. And we'll do 100% here. Means there's a 100% chance of spawning this. Reason why I wanted to go ahead and break out a new spawn group or encounter table essentially is so I don't have to come back and sort of replace that later. Even if I decide I want to come back and replace these sailors, like the sailor is, what is he? I thought he was lower level. Let me see. Sailor is level 30. Okay. So maybe the opposite. If I decide we want a different sailor, different level or whatever, then it'll be easier to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this encounter table right here on the dock. So, if you were watching the other, I think Tuesday we showed it. I showed that at night we have a number of watchmen that appear. And so they come here, they watch the docks, come to ship. And I may actually increase, like I'll continue that theme and sort of have it so that there are a few more through here, a couple more pathers, and then essentially enough to almost feel like there's a camp or two here. Watchmen at night, and then the during the day, then we'll have sailors and deckhands and captains and stuff. Who watches the watchmen? Fair point. Maybe a rare named. All right, so where were we at with these guys? It looks like I was using the 228 range. Let me open another database window. So I've got two working. So I'm going to come in here. Let me look for zone spawns, data. Excuse me. I really like this song. I don't know if you guys can hear it well enough. This is the Wormsbane song. Really good. Ooh. I just got like discombobulated. I think the monsters finally hit. 2:30. All right, cool. So 2:31. We'll continue with these guys for now, though. Finish getting these guys populated. That was Night Harbor Watchman 01. And back here, 2:31. Nighttime spawn. It is a day-night spawner, so it's good to have that. Create it, click. And got this guy here. And we're going to have him path around a little bit. The private server you're playing on is doing a limited hardcore where you don't lose your character when you die. You just lose your hardcore status and ability to earn hardcore rewards. Which one is that, Two Master? Alright, so I'm going to give this guy new command. Pause. Keep the index 0. Pause. For 15. Horizon 11. It's coming out in 2 days. Oh, cool. Save. New command. So he spawns, he pauses, he goes to here. Fairly certain, that's fine. Save, new command. This is index 1, this is index 2. New command is pause for 15 seconds as well. Save, new command. Index 3 is just going to be go home. Save, new command. Index 4 is going to be set active command 0. So it just goes back to the top of the list. Save. Cool. So little pathing guard there. This guy's already doing this here. Maybe. I'm going to leave that like that for now. Put another one of these guys. Sun panel. Great click. Put them right there. And we're going to put him here. Yep. Changes spacing. Save. Get his position first and then save. Since we moved him after we created him. And then when we come back in here, maybe think about in a little bit more detail, like the gameplay that we want to see in this area. Then we'll reposition some stuff. But I wanted to get a basic little population in here. for a number of reasons. Just as a nice flavor sort of swap up, but also as a reminder to keep these locations in mind for future gameplay. And then also just to get more NPCs in here and ensure that sooner rather than later we're looking at just as massive a load as possible in terms of NPCs. So everything that you see here, all of the orange numbers, are either a NPC that's spawning or an NPC that's spawning plus their go-tos, their movement. So everywhere you see a blue line is a route that NPCs are moving around on. And the goal is to just keep adding shit in to well, add the gameplay that we need to put in, but also get the kind of the ambiance and feel where we want it to be, but also see what the impact is on the server and start to figure out where our limits are. Because as I said earlier in the stream, we can definitely come in here then and start to subdivide the zone into different zones. Excuse me. So, like right now, we could divide it into 2, or we could, take this and have all of the harbor front be a zone. The garrison here and the naval yard could be a zone, or we could have just everything this first 30% be a zone, divide across here, another one, and then have 3. We'll just kind of play it by ear. We like zones. We're not afraid of zones. There's no shame in having zone lines. If anything, it allows us to then play around with gameplay because we don't have leashing in our game. You're going to want a zone line if you're in here camping sailors or whatever, or dealing with one of the various factions in one of the neighborhoods or something. Panic MTG, thank you for the follow. And again, those of you that are new here, here's our Discord. Our website's right there. If you want to learn about the game, check out the FAQ. And thank you for the Prime, Panic. In our mailing list, again, it may not seem like much to you. Promise we don't spam you. You'll probably get an email once a month from us telling you that there's an update, monthly update out. And maybe twice a month if we're running a survey or something, but we've been really slow on running surveys and shit. I know people like them, but so don't have to worry about us spamming you. And it's a cool one for us to see. We use subscriber count on our YouTube, the member count and activity in Discord, and the mailing list subscriber count as like basic metrics to kind of gauge the level of interest in the game. So they're important to us. And because they're important to us, that's why we're not going to abuse that opportunity and make it so that there's not, or so that, you want to bounce because we're spamming you. Panic MTG said, been wanting to catch a stream, heard about you guys on the Green server and love what you all are doing. Oh, thank you very much. And I on one hand, I feel bad because I haven't been on Green in forever to play. I just haven't had a lot of time to play. I feel like if I have extra time from working on M&M, then I should probably find more stuff to do on M&M. And the thing I'm waiting on is I'm really hoping that there's a new P99 coming up at some point in the not too horribly distant future. And no matter what, if there winds up being a new P99 server, I'm just gonna have to find a way to make the time. Stoic said I'd hop into a new P99, then give it a week or two so I don't have to sit on a single bat spawn. I just love the vibe of seeing newbies all over the place so much that there's no way I couldn't. But from position, save. Yeah, new green would be so wonderful. Pause. Save. New command. 1. Yep. That's what I wanted. Here. Cool. Save. New command. Index 2 is going to be another pause for 10. Save. New command. Index 3 is going to be another go-to. Going to be right here. And new command 4 is going to be another pause for, we'll extend these a little bit. Yeah, 30-second pause. Save. 5 will be go home. Oop, not change faction. Go home. Save. New command 6 will be set active command 0. Cool. So that guy should be good. We'll beef up security right here. And then I think we'll only have like one roamer back here. One person, we'll keep one person sort of guarding here. We'll have a roamer back here. And then I'll create an opportunity for some sneakiness in this area. This feels like a fun little sneaky area. Or maybe do a couple of roamers, but have their paths be long enough that they're kind of out of the way. That way we're allowing for a little entrance into this area in here. And keep that in mind for some roguey stuff. Roguish rogues. Create it, click here. Grab this guy, rotate him. Yeah, it is rad to see everybody running around, but I do understand. But I get your point that like it's kind of hard to get spawns during that period, but I think it's a fair exchange for the hype factor. Stoic. Nicodemus asks, do you think intentional server resets like once a year or every 2 years would have a positive or negative effect on player base? I hear a lot of people like new servers. What if it was part of the norm? So I'm curious what you guys would, what do you guys think about the following idea? Because this was actually something that was proposed. If you watch the interview I did with Travis McGeethy, you can find the EverQuest interviews that I did with folks, which, gauging by the fact that a few of them have like 10 or 10,000 views or whatever, but most of them don't. Only a couple thousand views. But I know there's a decent EverQuest audience out there. So it could be that I'm not a good interviewer or whatever it is. I don't know. People have tried or whatever, but there are really a lot of good things said by the people that I brought on, even if my interviewing sucks. And there's only a couple thousand views, but I know there's a bigger audience. And so, yeah, I'll just put that out there. I've been thinking about that fact, just because it's like, I think Nathan Napalm just did a video about the EQ Lantern stuff, which is pretty badass. And that's actually how we met like Zukin and stuff through that scene. But it got like 11,000 views in a few days. So I know there's interest in this stuff. The reason why I mentioned that is, going back to the original point, Travis McGeethy, I don't know how many views I can look real quick, his interview has. But he was talking about the stuff they were wanting to do with the Kingdom, what was it? The Kingdom of Amular company. What were they? 38 Studios? Anyways, let me look real quick. YouTube. Loving robot. Videos. Let me find Travis. Where is he? I mean, it exists, right? Have I not posted some of these? Maybe that's crazy if I'm like I'm sitting on interviews somewhere. There it is, Travis McKeesey. Okay, 1.6 thousand views. Huh. Okay. So anyway, his interview was actually really cool because he went through the Kingdoms of Amular, the MMO that they were working on. So 38 Studios, and they were working on Project Copernicus. That's right. Yeah. So Project Copernicus. The reason why I bring all this shit up is because I want your opinion on the idea that they had. They said that they were basically building the MMO with 5 years of expansion in mind, and then it stopped. And then they're going to do some other stuff or whatever in the world, whatever. And so Thadvik says, kind of like what they do with Crowfall. I don't know, and Dargus said this as well. Crowfall tried to do something like this. Game servers were temporary, but then you had the eternal social servers you return to. So what about the idea of kind of like P99 does it? I think Copernicus was going to do it. And essentially just go, the game will be made like so big. And then at the end of that, that's as high as the levels are going to get. That's as much of the new content as you're going to get or whatever. And then you essentially have a TLP that releases and it restarts. What are your thoughts on that? And when you're thinking about that and you're commenting on that, also include the potential for the game is only ever going to get so big, right? So like the Copernicus model / P99, which ends with Velius. But then think about how continued sort of kind of like Chardock 2.0, Kazakh Thule 2.0, blah, 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 revamps of zones and additions of content within that schema would change your view on that sort of finite world growth model. Feel free to comment. I will keep an eye on it as I'm placing dudes, and I'll try to read some stuff out. John says, I wouldn't play on a reset server for an MMO. For me, it's all about building my character and such. Reset server, I assume, would have some kind of accelerated rewards leveling. What if it didn't? I mean, P99 doesn't do that, right? Three, the game says, I like how Diablo 2 does it, where there's a ladder that resets for competitive players and a non-ladder for non-competitive players that just want to play dedicated characters. Fortress, yeah, if you haven't watched the Travis McGeethy one, there's a lot of really interesting shit in that interview about what happened with that studio and what they were doing and all sorts of stuff. It's actually a really insightful it's a really insightful interview. And so Stoic said I'm old, I like the concept of permanence. Well, imagine if the server doesn't go away. It just it stops. You know, you're never gonna have. You're not gonna go beyond like level 65 or whatever. It doesn't. It's not gonna go up to like level 200 at some point with 20 continents and 3 moons and all of that stuff. So take reset out of the equation, but instead focus on it having a finite growth in terms of things like level. John says, wouldn't interest me without acceleration even. I'm in an MMO to grow my character. So are you still playing EQ Live? Ah, okay. John said I'd be more interested in finite growth versus reset. Yeah. Okay, cool. Fortress said I'd prefer content cap approach versus let's just keep adding stuff until people leave. The just keep adding stuff until people leave that most MMOs seem to fall into. Yeah, so Nicodemus, I'm not even thinking restart. I think reset is a personal choice. If somebody wants to start a new tune on a new TLP, that's fine. Alvia says, I'm good with that. Don't really like infinite MMO content. It makes the worlds feel unused, like you've said many times. From position, save. Imagine it will kill trades when it stops unless you add in much loved gear wear and tear. I think in Peach Claire, I think it'll kind of be more like older P99. You'll see more just twinked out tunes and mudflation, I guess. What if there's some sort of legacy system, Stoic asked? Like you have your main, but every time there's a new server, it somehow benefits whichever character you choose to clone from the main? Personally speaking, I would say always keep new server clean. Dadvik says, I guess it would depend on how much I like the game. If I wanted to play it over and over, and even still, it would be nice if it changed a bit every time. That's a fair point as well. If there was some content that's slightly different, or there is a little bit more player impact on the progression of these servers, it doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be like the AOC fully dynamic node system complexity or whatever. But maybe world quests have different outcomes. Things like that. Let me... think the risk of the finite server, but no reset, no progression, is boredom unless content is added that continues to flesh out the world, but offers no personal progression. No personal progression is also... But personal progression is also rewarding. Yeah. Panic says, I personally love the TLP idea. Always nice to have a fresh start with everyone on the same playing field. Yeah, I think there may be something interesting in like a combination of these things with a bit of a balance. Because I think there's probably a way to sort of slow down the amount of like new content that segregates and sort of stratifies the player into like, you know, basically not seeing the player base into not seeing each other and stuff like that, while still maintaining enough headroom to provide incentive and growth for the players even beyond like an X number of year content progression in that sense. Have some sort of potentially world-changing events that are unknown to players, but then the changes take effect on TLPs. Yeah, that's an interesting thought, Stoic. Chinny D says, maybe if we could keep transmog or skins of gear you've earned or something on your account that you can still use after a new character, it would feel like you've gained something. I'm just always hesitant to think that anything outside of the context of the like environment that you're operating in, like anything that has a external impact to the experience on a given server is a little, it's iffy, right? That's why we don't like cash shop and stuff like that even. Create a click. Nicodemus says, I'm a fan of there being a top level and having other carrots to chase instead of leveling. A talent tree, A points that gives players a chance to change, enhance their character in unique ways. Even make spells, skills as rewards for epic quests would be interesting. Turn them into NPCs. Well, playable NPCs. The dragon doesn't live here anymore because my guild's just farmed it too many times, but the guild's the dragon. So put this guy here, give him a long path. Save. He says, I think it's useful to apply Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So at the top of your development, you're looking less for gear and more for your place in the world at large. Defining what your place in the world at large means is what we'd have to figure out. Homestead says, well, gonna have to meet my bros for some Korean corn dogs and sushi for lunch. Oh, that sounds horrible that you've got to do that. I'm so not jealous of you right now. Speaking of which, I really need to, I bought a cabbage to make some kimchi. I really need to take the couple of hours today and salt down the cabbage and get the damn kimchi started. I keep putting it off. Cabbage is gonna go bad. John said, always wanted a system where you can buy your spells, loot a more powerful version, or research even more powerful version. Example, Fireball, 1 die 6. Looted Fireball, 1 die 8. Or researched, 1d10. Yeah, interesting. New commands. We'll have him pause for a solid 20. Have him come. Maybe here. Create a click. We'll see if he walks all wonky or whatever, then we'll fix that up. But we'll have him come here. We'll watch him path and see how he does. You know what? Might as well just go ahead and nip this in the bud and move it. Nope. Here. Move it here. 235. Let me lock that so I don't have to keep doing that. Hit save. Impeach Claire said, place in a world such as your regular AFK trade spot. I thought he was speaking a little more like, what? Figurative? Figurative, place in the world, get position, save. Like, who am I really as this character? Well, we'll come down here now. We'll do another go-to. Save. And then we'll have them come right up here. Whoa, man, I am feeling that monster energy. How much I drink? It's the sugar and the flavor. Like, I'm sitting here going, man, I've had too much caffeine today. But the second I pick it up and it's cold and sloshy in my hand, I know it's going to taste so good. Smells wonderful. It is mango loco. Oh, just straight sugar straight into my blood. Oof. Oof. I don't think I even had one of these until I was living in Sweden. Sweden? Speaking of Sweden, we're missing a couple of our Swedish regulars. Pause. Give him a little 30 seconds of hangout time with his buddy here. I wonder how goofy he's going to be if I do a go home from here. I mean, I guess I could try it. Worst case scenario, I just need to add some more go-tos. You know what? I'm just going to get crazy. I'm going to give him a really long-ass route. I'm just going to walk him all the way back. Why not? Why not? Alright, so new command, 5. Go to here. New command, 6. Create it here. New command, 7. Oops. New command, go to create position here. The way water looks in games nowadays is so incredible. Yeah, this is a cool shader. It's one of those weird exceptions to our art style that just seems kind of fun. Because we want everything to feel very sort of painted and, you know, like you're in an old animated movie or, you know, painting or whatever. But then every once in a while, throwing a little modern spice on there is fine. 8. Create at position. New command, 9. Also create here. I wonder, Because I have go home. Yeah, these are patrol routes, Nicodemus. It's funny, it's like the unsexy part of making stuff. I don't know. I enjoy this kind of thing though. Like it looks really good and doesn't clash with the rest of our style or whatever. Hope we get to keep the good water in Skybox. Oh yeah, we're keeping both. Skybox was actually a first iteration. That's something Ollie made, so we'll probably be working on improving it in little ways. But I kind of like the sand texture for being one of the first things that we made. Excuse me. It turned out really well and we love it. So I'm gonna do one more go-to, create a position like here, and then I'm just gonna tell him to go home and see what happens. So save, new command, 11, go home, new command, 12, and that's gonna set active command 0. First number is, second is waypoint. So in the command, first number is the index number. So this organizes our commands in data. So if we go to zone spawn command, these are all associated with the spawn ID 235. So if we go to, let's say show all, then Night Harbor, we come down, we find like 235. I mean, in theory, I could probably just type 235 and it would have. All right, so 235. Here are our commands, and they're all driven off of this index. And so in theory, if we wanted something to happen in a different order, or we need to insert a command in the middle of it, we just update the index numbers. So it's just running through this index. It'll run through this essentially in the proper sequence, unless we have a command that tells it to skip to a different spot. And so what we can do, and you'll see in some of our like NPCs that have day-night behavior, they're essentially kind of in a loop in the first chunk of the indices, and then it's checking to see what the zone condition is or if there's a trigger. And so it'll look and go, is it day or night? And if it's daytime, then it'll loop in its day cycle, but it'll constantly be checking, is it nighttime yet? And at some point it will be nighttime. And the way that we do that is basically when it's nighttime, it then says if the condition is night, jump to this index. And so it'll jump to an index outside of the loop, the day loop or the night loop or whatever loop we're setting up. And it basically jumps you into the next loop, which is looking for a new condition to move you into some other loop. And I mean, in theory, we could do as many of these as we want. In theory, I don't think we've ever done anything like, we don't have massive indices on some of these things. Like 550 here is 17. And what is 550? I'm curious to see what's going on with 550. I'm thinking that maybe one of the ones Amy's put in. So, yep, it is. No, it is not. Or is it? I think it didn't update here. So, okay, yeah, Steel Talon's trainees, the stuff she's been working on. Cool. And so, I mean, that's a longer series. And it's mostly go-tos. Okay. So that makes sense. Does that make sense, Nicodemus? But I can show you another example of one. 550 is doing a Walmart run. Yeah, 550 is definitely going from the training yard here for the Steel Talons training guild. Just going. Just going on tour. 550 goes around there. Looks like probably looped back. This looks like the end of it. Yep. You're very welcome. No, it's questions like that are fun because I can kind of explain a bit of what we're doing, and those of you out there that maybe have done it a different way or whatever, it could be like, oh, that's kind of weird, and hit us up in Discord, let us know what you think, or if you've got ideas. But here's like a very simple, common example that we use at the moment. We may find a different way to do this. Another thing that we may wind up doing is if we find that there's certain kind of functionality that we're creating with multiple spawn or with multiple commands, we may find a way to package that into a unique command in the future. But for now, I find that it's just easier to do shit like this if we find that it's inefficient, if it's stressing the server or whatever. I'd rather us break things now, throw in a bunch of stuff the wrong way, and then learn from it. A lot of times that's the only way you can tell. In my experience as a designer, at least, and then as a producer who's got a team of designers and programmers and stuff, I found that a lot of times the only way, like, rather than sit down and try to overthink everything up front, it's better to iterate by putting in stuff, maybe a brute force way or the wrong way. Have programmers go, holy shit, you guys are doing what? No, don't do that anymore. Here's a new tool, or here's a command or whatever that's way more efficient. And then we just go and update that content. We're not making an entire giant world at the moment, so if we've got to come back and rework the proof of concept zones or whatever, I mean, now is the time to do it. That's why we're doing this stuff. And so, like in this example, these guys are all sort of rocking the same sequence. Amy had an idea last night for some tooling where we could maybe duplicate a sequence easier. In theory, we could do that. We could do that now, right? Like I could come in here, and if I go to these guys, or what, like this guy's 82. So if I go to well, okay, Night Harbor 82, please. Where are you at? Oh, commands, Sean. 82. Show all. One more time, 82. All right, so Night Harbor 82. So like in theory, we could just dupe this and then change the number, and then that would have essentially these same commands associated with a new spawn. And then we just have to update the XYZs and things like that in here. But overall, I mean, honestly, it's fairly like, after you do a few of these, it gets kind of be in your sleep. And so what this guy's doing is essentially spawns, looks to see if it's nighttime. If it's not nighttime, essentially he just waits and goes back and just checks. And, we'll see. The programmers will yell at us later if this is looping too fast or whatever. And then if they haven't built in a buffer, like check every tick or X number of ticks or whatever. Cool. But like I said, rather break it now. If it is night, then it jumps over to here, jumps to index 2, walks over to here, boop, 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 because it's nighttime, so it doesn't have to stand in the shade, can go stand.
Blizzard, a new era for WoW.
Oops. I guess the music ran out and it just switched over to Asmon. Hey, Asmon. Let me repeat that, our last song though. That 20-minute atmospheric. And so he just comes out here and he just loops for a bit. Up, up, up. No. You, I'm clicking you. Thank you. And then he just loops until it's daytime. And when it's daytime, he just goes back and starts looping again. Can you make routes visible, invisible? Imagine this view screen will get busy with more and more routes being added. that is a great, it's a great tool request. So similar to the thing I was just saying, Amy was asking about being able to dupe these easier. We'll definitely, I think she may have even mentioned highlighting routes and stuff like that. So route visibility is definitely something we may want to get some tools in to toggle. We just need to make sure these tools requests actually make it into our GitHub issues so that we don't forget them. But it is a fair point. I'm gonna mess this up. Let me know how I should actually be saying it. Smotra Druids. Shit. I'm probably missing something obvious. Thank you for the follow. Chuck HD, thank you for the follow. Alex and Tosh 23, thank you for the prime sub. Yeah, but you'll notice like our approach to stuff is it's supposed to be a smotor of druids mushed together. I'm at the point in the stream where I don't recognize motor. So you'll have to explain that part to me as well. Sorry. Yeah, so I just added this guy's long ass patrol route. We'll see if he goes home properly. I may add, you know what? I can probably add another guy that just kind of doesn't cycle through here. And this is kind of neat. For whatever reason, this just reminded me of like a garage in Tarkov. May have a guy. Yeah, we'll probably have a couple guys just kind of roaming around in here. Maybe not over here yet. But over here in this warehouse, we'll have another patrol. Just kind of going through here to let you be. Sorry. Like the past tense of smiter. Oh, smoter. Like you've smote something. You've smited it. Okay, now I get it. Smoter, it is. Welcome. Alright, so I'll add one more real quick. Patrol in here. And where are we at? You have been smoten. You have been smitten. Create a click. We'll put one more of these guys in here. I think we'll run out of time before I start adding in the day pop. But keep in mind, all of these, everything that you're seeing at the docks right now is, this is just nighttime. So these are the night watch that basically come in. You had a all bard guild in, oh shit. I thought you were about to say that you had this. John, being John, says, my all bard guild in Eminem will be called Smoterhead. I think that name checks out. That would not get nuked. If you make a guild named Smoterhead, and any of our customer service tell you that it's not a good name, then you just let me know directly on Discord. Elemental Phase.
Love the content.
Thank you very much. Thank you for 2 months. All right, so we've got this person in here. And go over, select him. So essentially it's selecting that entity or whatever in Unreal. Oh, I did it! Finally, Unreal. Unity. I've got to say it at least once every damn stream. I almost made it. There's like, we're so close to the end of the stream without me calling Unity Unreal. Son of a gun. Yeah. So anyway, in Eminem, has gunpowder been invented? Will warships have cannons or like ballista and catapults? Warships will have mages, elementalists, and wizards. But a lot of in Night Harbor, you're going to see a close association between the elementalists and sailing. So no gunpowder. Random question: was this game originally being developed in Unreal? No, I just, for whatever reason, I don't understand why I keep calling Unity Unreal. I don't understand it. I've only worked on like one game for 5 years. So I guess I did work on a game for 5 years that was in Unreal. So maybe that's it. And I'm still emotionally scarred from working on that game, so that's so unreal. Could have sworn I saw a post somewhere with an image of the harbor asking how to block travel past the boundary into the water. Really? Block travel past the boundary into the water. I don't know who would have asked that. I don't know. I don't think it's one of us. Interesting. Okay, so like the index thing. All right, actually it's fine that he spawns and goes straight at it. Maybe the posters just had a similar looking map? Maybe. It's very possible. There are 26 characters in the alphabet. You'd think one of those game engine developers would have picked a different letter to start the name of their engine. Unreal. Could have been named Reality. Well, I mean, there's Godot or Godot. So this guy's just gonna come through here. Pretty simple. Time to sue? No. And then he's gonna go home. Did someone say Gal Gadot? We did not. But now that you said it, I'm thinking it. New command for will be the active command 0. And now we've got a nice little looper. He's gonna loop around. So the docks, the naval dock here is guarded at night, but not like heavily guarded. Nicodemus says Game Maker is a good game dev engine. I was a fan of XNA. I haven't heard that in a while. XNA. Cool. And so then, yeah, it's funny because like you were just saying about being able to hide some of the paths with overlapping day-night. So the new guys that we added, Unity came out and XNA went away. That's what I was wondering. I was trying to remember. So here, let's bring up NPC spawn group. I need to add some more ruffians and stuff into the city. We've got actual muggers that will take you out if you're lower level if you go into the wrong parts of the city. Need to add more of those. Hey, sailor, garrison sailor. Then what we'll do is we'll put that here. I mean, in theory, one of the easy things that we can do is so something like this. If we wanted to just reuse this, what we'd have is we'd have the day-night spawn set, and then so we could go to 223 here, which is a night spawn group watchman, and it's day-night set. Then we could put in here, we could put like the sailor for the daytime. And so at night, the sailor will depop, watchman will appear, do the same exact route and everything. But I don't know. I kind of think it would be a little bit cooler to see that the behavior on the watchman is different than that of the sailors. So we have some sailors then that are probably going to be on some of the ships, and some deckhands and folks like basically pathing around the warehouse and stuff, helping load stuff. And so it just gives it a different vibe. And then as we tweak things, like Cacao just said, I could see some troll shaman farming or killing those guards for XP. Exactly. And so what we're really wanting to do with a lot of the different spots in here is actually make it so that we put a little bit more thought into the fact that people could come in here and farm these guys. There could be rares within this population. And so you may have some sneaky folks that either make their way through the city or find, basically come around, come in here, come up, and then set up camp and, encourage it, itemize for it, balance the encounter difficulty and stuff like that for it. Yeah. So, and then as we go through sort of some of the complexities of the factional relationships within the city, it could be that there's something going on here where a faction that operates out of the main harbor district, right? This is more of the harbor trade area, etc. Maybe they send you in here specifically for a reason, right? Like there's a specific target, or you need to come in here and steal certain cargo, that type of thing. And it's, all just sort of rooted in our fairly simple core loop of like camp and kill and loot, right? So you'll see more and more of that start to go into the city as the city gets fleshed out, and then we continue to work through some of the competing factions and things of that nature. Because at a minimum there are two major factions at play in the story of Night Harbor, just in getting it established. And then there's half a dozen sort of core factions, bigger factions that we've got in development that then will allow us to push some of that conflict and player motivation. So narcissistic cat, that's easy to picture. Thank you for the follow. Cool. All right, so on that note, it's 5 o'clock. What I'm going to be doing over the weekend is getting some more of the stuff plugged in here. We're probably going to be looking at the frame rate issue that we're encountering, but only as like a second priority to just getting our friends and family accessibility locked down, figured out, worked through. Those of you that are absolutely new here, check out our website and hop into our Discord. Yeah, and so friends and family stuff still coming along. We're still trying to hit our target of before the end of the year, be able to start getting a few people we know using our actual clients to get in and play with us. If that goes well, then the first few months of next year, what we're hoping to do is excuse me, expand that to have the ability to say, hey, we're doing a few hour development playtest. So it's not pre-alpha. It's not anything that's like hinting at the fact that we're anywhere near ready to go. I mean, you guys can see we've got a lot of work to do in a number of areas. We still have gray boxing and we're still just getting content started, all that stuff. But we thought it would be really cool to be able to, in furtherance of like the open development approach that we're taking in our interaction with you, is like be able to have some sessions where even if the game's like still just in development, we can have you come in for a couple hours and we can see what the stress on the servers looks like, and we can see what wacky shit you guys do and all of that, and then continue to just build the game with that knowledge built in, as opposed to like waiting till the end, like waiting for pre-alpha or waiting for alpha or beta or whatever to flip the switch and then have stuff break. So that's the goal. With that in mind, be sure to help us out by joining our mailing list. Like I said, we're at 2,300, and it would be really cool to see that go up because that helps us kind of see whether or not people actually want a game like this. Subscribe if you're willing to subscribe here. That's huge. Thank you for the money. But I would be just as happy or happier if you subscribe to our YouTube, which is free, and we get to see those numbers go up. Yeah. If you're absolutely new here, check out the website. Check out the FAQ page. There's a link to our roadmap and sort of breakdown of scope on there as well. As we go into next year, that'll probably have even more information, like how much we've spent to date and all that sort of shit. Let's see. If you're new to the project and you want to see kind of how it's come along, go to our YouTube page. Look at the trailer video. It's like a 6-minute video, I think, and it goes from the first like Discord DMs that we had all the way through the 2 years of progress. So you can see that. Nicodemus has a good point. Be sure to follow along the other folks that stream.
Inside Blizzard, a new era for WoW.
Oh, song ran out again. Folks that stream, if you're in our Discord, the way it's set up, you'll get notifications whenever we go live or whenever we post a VOD. So the Discord's very worthwhile. Yeah, that's it. It's 5:04. I'm gonna head out of here now. I want everybody to have a great weekend. I will see you on Tuesday, and we'll have some new stuff to look at. Yeah. Stoic, have a good one. Citizen DJ, see you. Motor, again, good to meet you. Have a great one. Angel, I will. I hope you have a great day yourself. Panic, thanks again. Have a great weekend. Nicodemus, goodbye. Sadvik, see you. Nibrock, bye. Beer Chug, bye. Fortress, bye. Kimmery, bye. Who else? Anybody else? Anybody else need some goodbyes? Cacao. Take care. Have a great dinner. Well, thank you, Alvius. I would say the same, but I know your stomach's not doing very good, so I just hope you feel better. Atame Nova, goodbye. You take 2 goodbyes? Did I give you 2 goodbyes? Okay. You get 2 goodbyes, Angel. Have a third. Elemental Phase, see you. Oh, it's my dog's birthday. Roonies. Roonies, come here. Happy birthday, dog. He's 2 years old. He's 2 years old today. Little tiny 2-year-old. We're going to go for a walk in a minute. As soon as I wrap up here, we're going to take him for a walk, and then Mom's going to come home, and he's going to get the other half of his boiled egg, and we're going to play some more, and we're going to have an awesome birthday. Big dog. No, he's so tiny. He's so tiny. Look, my hand. It's just a fisheye. What a tiny 2-year-old. He's such a good buddy. Oh, man. All right, guys. You're eating some tortillas? Obvious. Okay, I hope they stay in you. He's not a Malamute. He's a Kleekai. He's tiny. Look how small he is. Okay. Okay. We're out of here. We're out of here. Bye-bye.